Imagine a time when the infinity of space was just within our grasp. The year is 1961. The world was in the throes of the Cold War, and two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, were locked in a fierce competition. But this was not a battle fought with weapons. It was a race to the stars. The space race had begun. This rivalry had a profound impact on the world, leading to a surge of scientific advancements and technological breakthroughs. But the major turning point in this race came when the Soviet Union launched Vostok 1 into space. It was a moment that would change history forever, as it marked the first time a human being had ever left the confines of our planet. On board this spacecraft was a young man named Yuri Gagarin, an astronaut, or as the Soviets called them, a cosmonaut. Gagarin was a symbol of Soviet prowess, a testament to the country's scientific and technological capabilities. And on April 12, 1961, he became the first man to orbit the Earth, a feat that took just under 2 hours. Gagarin's journey was not just a victory for the Soviet Union, but a triumph for mankind. His voyage opened the door to a new era of exploration and discovery. It was a bold statement to the world that we, as a species, were no longer bound by the limits of our own world. His flight ignited a spark in the imaginations of people all over the world. It was a moment that made us look up at the night sky and see not just a vast, unexplored wilderness, but a new frontier waiting to be discovered. It was a call to arms for scientists, engineers, and explorers. The race to the stars was on, and there was no turning back. Gagarin's flight was a monumental achievement, but it was just the beginning. Both the United States and the Soviet Union continued to push the boundaries of what was possible, each striving to outdo the other in their quest to conquer the final frontier. And so, the human race had taken its first step into the vast expanse of space. The dawn of space exploration had begun, and the universe was waiting. The gauntlet was thrown, and the United States was not about to back down. The United States, spurred by the Soviet Union's success in space, was quick to mount its own counteroffensive. The establishment of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA, marked a significant escalation in this celestial competition. This new agency, dedicated entirely to the exploration and understanding of outer space, was the United States' answer to the Soviet space program. NASA's goal was bold and ambitious: to land a man on the moon. This was the mandate of the Apollo program, launched in the early 60s. It was a venture of unprecedented scale and complexity, involving thousands of scientists, engineers, and astronauts, all working towards a single, audacious objective. This was the era of giants. The Saturn V rocket, the most powerful machine ever built, was the workhorse of the Apollo program, designed to carry astronauts beyond the confines of Earth's atmosphere to the moon and back. But this journey was not without its trials. The first manned mission, Apollo 1, ended in tragedy. A cabin fire during a launch rehearsal test took the lives of 3 astronauts, Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee. It was a devastating blow, a stark reminder of the inherent dangers of space travel. Yet, in the face of this tragedy, the resolve of those involved in the Apollo program did not waver. If anything, the loss of the Apollo 1 crew only galvanized their determination. The mission to land a man on the moon was more than just a race against the Soviets. It was a testament to human courage and ingenuity, a challenge to push the boundaries of what was possible. And so, with renewed vigor and an unyielding spirit, the United States pressed on. The Apollo program, despite its early setback, was far from over. The dream of setting foot on the lunar surface was still alive and burning brighter than ever. In the face of tragedy, the determination to conquer space only grew stronger. The year 1969 marked a historic moment in human history. A moment that transcended borders, cultures, and time itself, the landing of Apollo 11 on the moon. This was no ordinary feat. It was the culmination of years of relentless work, unwavering determination, and an audacious dream that had been shared by all of humanity. Apollo 11, an embodiment of our collective ambition, roared into the sky on July 16, 1969. On board were 3 brave astronauts, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. Their mission? To journey where no man had ever been before, to set foot on the moon. 4 days later, on July 20th, the lunar module, aptly named Eagle, separated from the command module and began its descent towards the moon's surface. As millions of people around the globe held their breath, Armstrong and Aldrin guided the Eagle towards its landing site in the Sea of Tranquility. The tension was palpable, the stakes were high, but the astronauts remained focused, their eyes set on making history. And then, it happened. The Eagle had landed. The world exhaled in unison as Armstrong's voice crackled through the radio. "Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed." Relief washed over Mission Control. They had done it. They had landed a man on the moon. Hours later, Armstrong descended the ladder of the lunar module and stepped onto the moon's surface. His famous words echoed across the globe. "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." In that instant, he became the first human to walk on the moon, forever etching his name and those of his fellow astronauts into the annals of history. As Armstrong and Aldrin explored the lunar landscape, Collins orbited above, a solitary figure in the vast expanse of space. Together, they had achieved what many thought was impossible. In that moment, the world watched in awe as the impossible became reality. The triumph of Apollo 11 was not just a victory for NASA or the United States, but a triumph for all of mankind. It was a testament to the power of human ingenuity, perseverance, and the unyielding desire to explore the unknown. The journey to the moon was more than a race between nations. It was a testament to human ingenuity and determination. The space race of the 1960s was not just about who could plant their flag on the moon first, but about pushing the boundaries of what we as a species believed was possible. From 1961 to 1969, the world watched in awe as humans broke free from the confines of our home planet and ventured into the great unknown. This era was a crucible for innovation and discovery. The pressures of the space race led to advancements in technology that still influence our lives today. Consider the microchip, the foundation of all modern computing, which owes its existence to the need for lightweight and powerful computers aboard spacecraft. Similarly, the development of satellite technology has revolutionized communication, weather forecasting, and navigation. The space race also deepened our understanding of our own planet. The iconic image of Earth, a blue marble hanging in the black void of space taken by the crew of Apollo 8, forever changed our perspective. It emphasized the beauty and fragility of our home, sparking a new environmental consciousness. But perhaps the most significant legacy of this era is the profound shift in our collective mindset. The space race made us realize, perhaps for the first time, that we are not confined to Earth. It opened up a universe of possibilities and sparked a dream that continues to inspire us today. As we look to the future, the spirit of the space race lives on. We continue to push the boundaries of what is possible, with plans to return to the moon, venture to Mars, and beyond. The footprints left on the lunar surface by the astronauts of Apollo are not just historical artifacts, but stepping stones to a future among the stars. The era of 1961 to 1969 forever changed how we see our place in the universe. The journey into space continues, fueled by the pioneering spirit of those early astronauts. With the dawn of the 21st century, we find ourselves standing on the shoulders of these titans, our gazes fixed not just on the moon, but now on Mars, and beyond. The dreams and ambitions that sparked the space race of the 1960s are alive and well today. They drive our current missions like NASA's Perseverance rover, tirelessly exploring the Martian surface in search of signs of ancient life, and they will propel future endeavors, such as the Artemis program, which aims to return humans to the moon by the mid-2020s, this time to stay. But our gaze isn't confined to our solar system. The James Webb Space Telescope, the successor to Hubble, will soon peer into the deepest recesses of the cosmos, unraveling mysteries from the early universe and potentially detecting signs of life on distant exoplanets. Our exploration of space is also becoming more democratized, with private companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin launching missions to the International Space Station and planning tourist trips to the edge of space. These endeavors promise to make the wonder and majesty of space more accessible to all. Yet as we push the boundaries of our cosmic neighborhood, we remain firmly rooted in the lessons of the past. The triumphs and trials of the astronauts of the 1960s continue to guide us. Their courage reminds us of the risks and rewards of space exploration. Their stories serve as a testament to human resilience and ingenuity. As we venture further into the cosmos, we carry with us the legacy of those first steps taken in the decade of 1961 to 1969, We stand on the precipice of a new era of discovery, fueled by the same spirit of exploration that propelled those early pioneers. Our journey into the final frontier is far from over. Indeed, it's only just beginning.